So now let us understand first what is deduction from total income. Now we have discussed about the heads of income. Okay. Heads of income means, you can say in simple terms, category of or classification of income under different heads or sources. Okay. So how many heads of income are there under income tax act? There are 5 heads of income. Okay, based on the characteristic of nature of income, you will have to classify the income under 5 heads. Okay. So first 4 heads of income are known as specific heads of income, and the last head is known as residuary head of income. So first 4 head of income is called as specific head. Okay, because in specific head only specific income will be classified. So that's why first 4 heads of income is known as specific heads of income. You can note and keep. And the last head of income, that is income from other sources, is the residuary head of income. Okay. Why? Because those income which are not classified under the 4 heads, previous 4 heads, and that income is also not exempt from tax. So that income will be classified under a residuary head, that is income from other sources. Okay. Now, suppose a person is there, a SSA is there, he wants to calculate his tax. Okay. So he want to know how much tax he will be liable to pay for, let us take for assessment year 21-22. So previous year is 2021. Relevant previous year is 2021. Current previous year. And assessment year will be 21-22. So this is the background just we have discussed. There are 5 heads of income. That is the 4 specific heads of income and 1 residuary head of income. Suppose a person is there, he wants to calculate his total income for previous year 2021, which is the running previous year, current previous year for income tax. And assessment year will be, if previous year is 2021, assessment year will be 21-22. Okay. Now, income will be earned in this year 2021, that is from 1st April 2020 to 31st March 2021. Income would have been earned by the persons. This is the previous year 12 months. Okay, from 1st April 2020 to 31st March 2021, income will be earned. Okay, and after 31st March, that is from 1st April, you can calculate your taxable income. That is how much tax you have to pay. And tax you will pay in the assessment year 21-22. Okay. This is the assessment year. Here you will pay tax. You have to pay tax. And previous year you would have earned the income. Correct. Now, up to what time you have to pay tax? If you are an individual, we will discuss about individual only. Basically, if you are an individual, normally you should pay tax by 31st July of the assessment year. Normal case. 31st July you should pay tax and also file your return. 31st July of the assessment year. So 31st July 2021 you should have paid tax. But considering the current situation, the government has extended this date of 31st July for current year up to 31st December. Recently only government has extended this date. If you refer the news, etc., you would come to know that for current year, government has extended this date till 31st December. So you can pay your tax till 31st December. This is only an exceptional case. Normal provision says that individuals should pay tax by 31st July of the assessment year. Okay, income earned in the previous year, you should pay tax by 31st July of the assessment year. And also by that time, you should file your return also after paying tax. This much everybody comfortable? Any confusion till now? Now, we have understood the basic premises, how you have to, what is the relevance of previous year and what is assessment year. We are discussing about individual. Different time limits are there for different persons. Okay, if tax audit is applicable, different provisions will be there, etc. But just now we are understanding about the individual case only. A salaried individual is there. He is liable to pay tax by 31st July of the assessment year, normal provision. But for current year, government has given 31st of December as the time, considering the current situation. Now, to pay tax, it is very important to know the correct taxable income. If you want to pay tax, you should know the taxable income. Now, to calculate the tax, we will have to know the what is taxable income properly. Because income tax will be paid on the taxable income. Okay, to calculate the taxable income, you should have knowledge of all the heads of income properly. Very detailed knowledge you should have of all the 5 heads of income. Okay. Then you should have a detailed knowledge of exemptions. And you should also have a detailed knowledge of deductions. Okay, if you will have knowledge of these 3 things, other than the basic concept that is the residential status, etc., that we are not discussing now. So if you are having a detailed knowledge of these 5 heads of income, you know the provisions properly of all the heads. You are having a knowledge of exemption, deductions topic, then you can calculate the taxable income of a person. Okay, because taxable income calculation is very important because your income tax liability will be depending upon taxable income. Okay. Now, how to calculate taxable income? Let us come to that point. See, in working computation of total income, it will be done like this. First, income will be calculated by applying the provisions of the 5 heads of income respectively. Then we will calculate the gross total income. Understand properly. First, we will have to calculate the gross total income. Gross total income is nothing but the total of the 5 heads of income. Okay, suppose a person is coming to you and telling you, please calculate my tax for this assessment year. So then you will ask from him the details, various details you will collect from him about his income. Okay, then after collecting the details from him, documents from him, you will compute the income into 5 categories depending upon the applicability of income. Okay, suppose let us take a case of a salaried person. Simple case. So salaried person is that he wants to calculate this taxable income for this assessment year. So he's approaching you. So how you will advising, first you can take from in the details. For example, first will be the Form 16, which will be given to him by his employer. So that will be his main income because he's a salaried person. So you can take from in the Form 16 details. Then you can take the TDS deducted details from the income tax website. Okay, then you will ask from him the bank copies, bank passbook copies, etc. Okay, then you will ask him about his investment details. Okay, to calculate the interest, etc. Okay, so like that, you will collect from him the details. Whatever detail he is giving, on basis of that, you will compute the income under this 5 years. Suppose a salaried person is there. So basically, he will be having income from salary and income from other sources. Normal case, a simple salaried person is there. So he will have income from salaries and income from other sources. Salary is his main income, and income from other sources will be from some investment like interest on fixed deposit, saving deposit, etc. Okay, or a dividend income, etc. So if a salaried person is there, your income will be income from salary and income from other sources. So by doing the total of these two, you will get the gross total income for that person. So this is the, you have calculated the gross total of income. In gross total of income, exempt income will not be included. Okay, exempt income will not be included in the gross total income. Note and key. If there is any income which is exempt from tax, no need of including here only. No need of including it in the gross total income only. While filling the form, there will be separate columns for exempt income. So you can show the exempt income details separately. It will not be included in the total income, gross total income. Okay. So exempt incomes are those incomes which are not included in the gross total income. So if any income is exempt from tax, don't include in the gross total income. Okay. You can show it separately in the income tax form. Okay. And it will not be included in the gross total income. Now, after doing the total of these heads, excluding the exempt income, we will get the gross total income. Now, after getting the gross total income, Income Tax Act gives some deduction, or that is, you can, in simple terms, we can understand it as benefits. Okay, we have calculated the gross total income of a person for the previous year 2021. Okay, this is his income. For example, some income he has earned. Then after that, income tax gives some benefits, which is technically known as deductions from gross total income. Okay, Chapter 6A of the Income Tax Act discusses about this deductions. Deductions means what? Benefits given by income tax department or government. What is that? Let us understand. Suppose if you are making some investments, okay, out of your income, you can claim the deductions from that. For example, there is a section which is called as 80C. So deduction is there in the Chapter 6A of the Income Tax Act. Okay, it is discussed in Chapter 6A. Now, there are various sections in Chapter 6A. What is relevant that we will be discussing? So there is a first section is 80C, which says that if you are making investment in these following investments, if you are making, then you will get the benefit. You can reduce your gross total income by the amount which you are investing in these investments. For example, if you are paying LIC premium, okay, for yourself, for your spouse or children, etc., then you will get the deductions for that payment. Or if you are invested in a fixed deposit in a bank for 5 years, okay, you are inputting a 5-year FD in a bank, that deductions you can get. You are paying the tuition fees of your children. Okay. Okay, tuition fees means in schools there will be a different fee structure will be there. In that one part of fees will be tuition fees. If you will see the fee receipt, there will be tuition fee. That tuition fee you can claim as a reduction from your total income. Okay. Deductions means you can say reductions also from total income. Okay, if you are contributing in provident fund, public provident fund, okay, contribution to Sukanya Samriddhi account, all these investments if you are making, repayment of housing loan principal amount. So these all payments are covered under ATC. Okay, this is some illustrative list only. So Income Tax Act says that if you are making these payments under ATC, you will get deduction up to 1,50,000 or amount paid whichever is lower. Okay, suppose a person is having an income of 10 lakh rupees. Gross total income of a person is 10 lakh. He is making investment in LIC 1 lakh rupees. Okay, LIC payment is being 1 lakh rupees. Okay, provident fund contribution he has made, let us take 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so he has made two investments. One is the LIC payment is making premium, total premium paid during year 1 lakh, PF 1 lakh rupees. So total investment made by him is how much? 2 lakh rupees. So both these payments are covered under ATC, LIC and PPF. Okay. Now he is paying 2 lakh rupees, no? But Income Tax Act will not give him 2 lakh rupees. Amount will be restricted to 1 lakh 50. So he can reduce 1 lakh 50,000. Okay, from his income. Now one more case you take. Suppose a person is paying 1 lakh rupees as an LIC and 30,000 as the PPF. Okay, LIC is paid 1 lakh rupees and PEF is paying 30,000. So here total amount paid by him is how much? 1,30,000. Now he will get deduction up to 1,30,000 only, 1,50,000 now. Because rule says that 1,50,000 is the maximum amount or the amount which is actually paid. Whichever is lower will be given as a deduction under ATC. So this is a basically investment based deduction like LIC payment, fixed deposit, okay, provident fund, public provident fund, contribution to Sukanya Samriddhi, mutual funds, okay, housing loan repayment, etc., principal amount repayment, etc. So if any payment is covered under ATC section, you can claim the deductions for that payments up to 1,50,000. So total amount will be 1,50,000. Okay, suppose if you are investing 3 lakh rupees in all together in ATC, you will get only 1,50,000 or amount paid whichever is lower. So this is the first deduction under Income Tax Act, which is ATC. Clear this much, everybody? What is deductions and what is the first deduction, that is section ATC.